Lake Elsinore. Stayed there for 5 years. But again, cops come in, they wanted homeless out, police harassment, and in that case they took my equipment again. First time, they just took all my stuff plus. Okay, I had a couple cans of beer, but they took all my stuff and took me to their drunk tank. Lost everything here. Walked out of that town, so I ended up in Barstow, California, for a year. Wasn't bad, but again, cop harassment. I had a cop come up to me. I just finished a beer and I was drinking some coffee in a parking lot. And this cop comes up to me and goes, when's the last time you haven't drank any alcohol? Just looked right at me. Yeah, he was trying to get me for drinking in the park so he could steal my stuff. So I walk out of Barstow, 58 right out. Kept going right on 155 north. Ended up in several towns through there. A lot of helpful people. I wouldn't be alive. And I ended up in Lee Vining. Somebody actually hired me to do some painting and made some money. So I was taking a bus to Carson City. Ooh. Carson City really bad. I picked up injuries because I had a few bucks on me. They saw me buying beer and stuff. Tried to rob me when I was sitting there drunk. And I had these scars on my left arm you wouldn't believe. They didn't get any of my money or anything. I was only there for a week. So I go to Dayton, 3 miles down the road. I was there for 2 weeks. I've been told by people, BLM land all over the place. Get on BLM land, you can set up your tent, and nobody will bother you. It's a lie.
Didn't work.
The Atlas Real Estate Company bought up all the property around Dayton, and it was all Atlas Real Estate Company property. No camping, no nothing allowed. Yeah.
Like they do at other places.
The cops let me stay about this one pond one night, but so I walk out of there, and I go to Virginia City, which is about 15 miles away. 341. And I'm not even there 24 hours. There's at least 3 people called cops on me because a homeless person. It was a tourist trap town. It was very pretty. And so I got told by one person where I can get a little help. We just got on my hair. A cop shows up and I get this choice. I either he gives me a ride over to outside of Reno about 9-10 miles, or I was going to be having lots of trouble in this town. So I got the ride, walked into Reno. But Reno, I was there for 5 weeks. If I had left after a month, I wouldn't have lost my stuff. So I walked out of Reno on 395 north. Did a heap of walking. But again, people helped give me a ride when I needed it most, so I'd have been coyote. And because outside of Green Bluff, it's 36 west, so I'd take that because it was like to go on to 101, ending up on 101, sort of a long shortcut. 70 miles just outside of Hayfork, about 8 miles or so. Somebody gave me a ride into Hayfork, but I walked 70 miles in about a week. 10 up hills, down hills. Oh, beautiful scenery. Really beautiful. My only problem was finding water coming off the hillside. Basically, short of water, short of food all. And then I got to Hayfork. Somebody gave me a nice long ride to Peter, several miles out of Hayfork. It was an interesting trip. It seemed like I was fated to end up here. He could have taken me to Washington. He had kids in the car. Well, they need their alone time, and I've been in this car long enough. The pattern is, the town seems all right, it seems to go okay, and then, boom, they lower the boom, almost people ain't allowed. So they've already started that here. First day I was here, Parkwood. I have and he told me I could sleep anywhere in town. I find out 24 hours later, the city council of Astoria banned the homelessness. And I've been told they're after all the people who are camping out in the fields and stuff. But the cops don't seem to want to enforce it, and a lot of the people here don't particularly, from what I get, they don't particularly like the way the city council did that. They didn't do it with a popular vote. It was behind the closed door crap. They do that a lot. They make up little stupid laws where the police can ticket you and throw you. One of the problems with Nevada, one of the problems with Nevada, they can ticket you anywhere, anytime, and throw you in jail for jaywalking. And the fine for that would be like $300. Yeah, there's going to be the warming place is opening up in a couple of weeks. But I tell you, at 36 West, you go backpacking over there, you better have some supplies. There ain't nothing.
Pretty spare.
It says right out there, right outside of Green Bluff. 97 miles, no services. But there are a couple, one little store by Platina that they gave me some food in these bags before out. And there's another little hot dog stand, whatever, by this, I forget the name, it's about 20, 30 miles down to that. There ain't nothing. Better be in shape and have a good pair of boots too, because there's nasty stuff out there. Mostly bowling alley mechanic, bicycle mechanic. Yeah, I worked on a lot of expensive brands and everything else here. So, ditch digging, I'm an expert ditch digger. Janitor, basically low technology stuff. I tried to do computer stuff. That's a ripoff because they've got roboticized machinery.
Yeah.
A lot of workers who do welding, steel work, and everything else was $20, $30 an hour, but they got machines that do all that now.
You've seen this. You've seen this in other places, though.
Yes.
Same thing, same routine.
Same. And it all adds up to the same. You ain't got no money. You go out there. Okay, fine. I went out there. You know what happened when I went out there? Rich people bought up the real estate, and it was the same thing. The only place I could actually live in peace and have my own consciousness and not be a bother to anybody is clear out in the middle of nowhere where ain't nothing, there ain't no water, there ain't no food. They're just bare to eat yet. And we're running out of those places.
Right.
Yeah, well, you can't use this land. I have already, about, let's see, I've been here almost, it's the middle of, I have a problem with time. I've been here about 2-3 weeks now, and I went out there. I was going to walk to Portland. I checked out that area. Uninhabitable. I know an uninhabitable land. I walked through a lot of it. Food, water, place to relax. I'd like to give up smoking, but while I'm here in society, why not just relax? Well, actually, believe it or not, $1,000 a month in a dry place to sleep. Some place where one of the biggest problems happening in this town right now is getting cleaned up and clean clothes. That's the biggest problem. Cigarettes, food, coffee. People give me money and stuff, but I don't go to laundromats because laundromats charge a lot. They always have, they always will. Generally, to clean up my laundry and my sleeping bag is going to cost $6 every 3 days. I can think a lot better thing to do with $6. And I live on the lowest standard of life. I do not have any government income because I am an ex-convict. I was treated so badly in the state of Arizona. I will have nothing to do with the government. I have talked with people over the years who have actually served for the government, they're getting treated just as badly. Things are going to start to change when the rich people have figured out that they have enough. But we got Donald Trump in office. He ain't going to clean this country out. I'm telling you, he knows how to clean this country out. And he's not going to be done until there's nothing left in this country. But here's my theory on the whole thing. Fine, when all these rich people leave the United States of America, when all of them just leave, go someplace else where they can make their money and get rich and make other people poor, you won't believe the stuff, the resources that will be available. You can't go in the trash. You can't even pick up cigarette butts. You can't. It's a hard time even just recycling. When these rich people finally get tired of living in the United States because there was a problem in California, they were going to tax anybody who made over $1 million. Anybody. So they left. They went to Reno. You know what they did? They set up Reno with California law. Basically, poor people are not welcome. You got no money? Fine. We're cleaning out these trash cans, we're actually saving trash can space and everything else. We pick up recyclables, pick up food and everything. Just this morning I found some amazing amount of food. Well, right now I'm at the furthest northwest I can get other than Washington State. I'm afraid to go to Washington State because I'm afraid my home state where I was born, right over there, is nothing but another police state. And Arizona was a police state. California is a police state. Utah, all I can say is a Mormon state. Well, here's the thing. The China Wall, you know what the Chinese Wall was built with China, between China and Mongolia? Peasants, slave labor. And also in that book that I read, The Good Work, they were talking to Polish people. Now, we're bragging about having all these nuclear weapons and everything else, right? You know where that came from? World War II Germany. Do you know what the fuselages for the V-2s were made from? Slave labor. Polish, Slavics. They dug out mountains to build the fuselages. They fed them just enough to live for the day. Well, what I want to do, I believe in freedom. I believe in freedom and choice. I'm an ex-convict. Yes, I chose to do what I did 30 years ago. And no, I don't like robbing people. I don't like being robbed myself. But I have found that being robbed by somebody who's actually facing you is actually better than somebody who burglarizes you. Of course I
Having been in prison.
There was actually a report on the radio years ago, since the stuff from the post office killings and everything else. And there was also another case in San Francisco in a real estate office where somebody just went through and killed a bunch of people. The post office people have done no time. They can buy weapons legally. They can go crazy and buy whatever they want. But anybody who does one sentence, or maybe 2 sentences for just robbery, they're not getting work anywhere in the United States of America. To get my rights back, I have to pay $3,000 to a lawyer, prove that I haven't broken any laws to get my rights back. But if I get my rights back, I've actually done jury time. Not likable. Jury time just stinks. They don't pay very much. And so it's just not a good system. They really need to work it. Basically, it's the government for the people now, not the people for the government, which is absolutely reverse of the Constitution. The Constitution says, we the people for the government. Well, right now, it's the government for the people, because it's people, even minimum wage workers, who are supporting police who abuse homeless people. It's just something needs to be done. I've been from state to state to state, and these people have to get over this. They actually have a charge, believe it or not. It's abuse of power. The only reason why I got out of Reno as well as I did with my walking boots, that's all I got out of that. They took everything else. They did it legally. They stole my property. They are guilty of grand theft. $400 worth of backpack, sleeping bag, tent. They are guilty of grand theft. That's 6 months in jail, at least. But they got away with it legally. But the reason why they got away with it legal, because I was smoking a cigarette and drinking a beer in public. Anyway, the only reason why I wasn't beat to death in Reno, I flat looked at them publicly and I yelled at them. Remember Fullerton? You know Fullerton, California? You know what happened there?
What happened?
It happened several years ago. I can't give you the exact date. The police showed up. There was a homeless man in town. He wasn't hurting nobody. He wasn't bothering nobody. 6 of them showed up. 2 of the cops beat him to death. I just flat yelled at those cops in Reno. What? You gonna do the same thing to me they did that homeless person? They didn't touch me. They didn't dare. I did it. I did it publicly. I yelled it out really loud, and I also did the zig heil and everything else to them. And I walked as soon as they let me out of that jail over a cigarette and a can of beer. Yeah, I made it public. Seriously, I had some injuries from being pushed down on the rocks and crap, but nope. Here's the curious thing. I had these injuries, I bleeding a little bit, and they go, wait a minute, where does go from? So they brought in an ambulance and everything. Yeah, it's got to be stopped. The disease has to be stopped. The disease is spreading. The only thing the way I can do is find a cornerstone and push the disease back. Now, I don't have B-17 bombers to just bomb them to dust. That's how they stopped fascism in World War II. They bombed Germany to bricks. That's the only way to stop it. But they're the ones with the bombers. They're the ones with the weapons. They're the ones with everything. Well, the thing is, okay, fine. I'm really probably not doing all that well, but I'm alive. I've survived stuff that most people die from. But I'm 60 years old. I turned 60 years old in the northern California mountain with hardly any water food. I'm still alive. I still haul a bunch of weight and everything else. I haven't hurt anybody yet. I haven't physically injured anybody yet, but I am slowly getting angry.
What needs to happen?
It appears I made the right choice by just stopping here and staying here for a couple of weeks. Because traveling on the road with a bunch of weight or no weight is actually debilitating, and it really wears you down to nothing. I've been to the point of exhaustion that you wouldn't believe. But I still keep going. I could drink a lot of beer and everything else because I come to the conclusion drinking beer and serious exhaustion are the exact same symptoms. Exactly. And plus I throw in another thing I learned over the road. When I'm really, really tired, really, really exhausted, think of something that just pisses me off. I actually have energy for 2 to 5 miles. But the thing is,
It takes organization.
when I'm that pissed off strolling down these long roads, it's very difficult being sociable. And one thing you don't want to do is never, ever tell a cop anywhere the truth. One of the worst things you can do is if you just had a beer at a bar, get in your car. Cop pulls you over. You go, oh, I had a beer, I'll go. Guess what happened? $15,000 later. You can't trust police anywhere. You can't trust.
So how have they been treating you here?
So far, I've had no problems with the police. My record follows me. People seem to see me going from place to place, and they know where I'm at, and whoever they are. Supposedly, there was somebody in Reno who was telling me that they were putting GPS locators in my legs. I'm going, how are they going to put a GPS locator in my leg? without me knowing it. Yeah. But what is insanity? What is sane? I actually looked at, it was years ago, it was in San Diego, they had a psychological conference going on. And I looked at a psychologist, I asked him, have you figured out what the difference is between sane and insane? And they go, whatever is socially acceptable. Here's another thing about that good war book. There was a question asked. Now, they're talking about the Germans being nasty, terrible, awful, monstrous people. What? That's not true. They were normal people. Normal people in a mass society can be pushed to do extreme things without them knowing it.
They went home to their
same,
kids.
it said in the bottom of that paragraph, the same thing can happen here. And those concentration camps must have smelled like hell. I smelled, a long time ago, I smelled a dead human body. It smells like hell. I mean, it goes for a long way. So I don't know.